Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Fearless Generations with Terry Sayer and Kelly Fox.
Hello and welcome to Fearless Generations, 12 Steps to Freedom. This is Kelly Fox, and I am super excited to talk to you tonight about Step 9, Intention. This is our last week this month on Intention, and so we are talking integration tonight. How can we take everything that we have been practicing and learning throughout the month and put that all together for something that we can take with us and integrate into our lives? So that is what we are going to be talking about tonight. As we get going, let me introduce my beautiful co-host, Terry Sayer. How are you doing today, Terry?
I am here, and I'm ready to go.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. So we have a great guest coach on the show with us tonight. She has been with us before. We are excited to have her back. Please welcome Cinthia Varkevisser.
Hey,
Yay.
Thank you so much for having me. Good to see
We're
you, Terry.
excited to have
I'm
you.
so glad to hear from you. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. All right. Well, Cinthia, please remind the audience, what is it that you get to do and who is it that you get to serve?
I am an intuitive integrity coach, and what I do is I help people align their ultimate goal with their divine purpose. So I like to serve people who believe they have a voice and a message, but they don't have it defined yet. And because they don't have it defined, they walk around just a little bit confused or unclear. And so it's just about sweeping up the little pieces.
Sounds good. I like it.
So, people are really, I think, confused is a good way to put it about what their purpose is, and they think they know, but they can't really articulate it. So that's a really great service to help people to put that all together so that they can be living the life, that their soul intended.
Right, and people are so happy and fulfilled with everything they do once they get some clarity. So it's really fulfilling. Sweet.
Yeah,
and
I think also like we talked about. Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think.
Sorry about that.
Last week we talked about self-doubt decreases, and I think that when you are clear and you are sure that doubt, goes away a little bit more of what am I supposed to be doing?
Right. Agreed. The thing that I really like is that we also grow into our divine purpose. So it's kind of like when we're in kindergarten, we're pretty sure about going to school. We know when nap time is and things like that. But as we get older, we still have the confidence that we had from the experience from before, but we still get to go a little bit bigger. And the thing about when you start integrating your intentions and working your divine purpose, you can integrate that with your ultimate goal, and you'll find that your ultimate goal keeps changing. So it becomes more altruistic or just becomes deeper. And then you get to keep in curiosity for the rest of your life, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Awesome.
So,
well, you already started to talk about it, but let's go. What does intention mean to you?
Intention is clearly stating what we want or where we want to go, and then trusting as we walk towards that goal, that everything is going to be cleared up. Our pathway will be clear as we go there, or for it to come to us.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I believe
that
so usually people make intentions that are a little bit beyond their current reality. And then we trust that the intention's coming towards us as we elevate to meet our intention. So that's the way I look at it.
I love your use of the word elevate. I think that it's a very powerful word.
It is. It is. Because, if you're reaching, you're asking yourself to do something that's a little bit bigger than yourself and trusting that that greater thing is going to be meeting you part way. So it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know in Fearless Living we look at intentions in a couple of different ways. First of all, we see it as the antidote to expectation. So expectations lead us to frustration and disappointment because if we don't get what we expect, then we start to beat ourselves up, or we just don't feel like we're worthy or valued. But yet an intention is something that you're willing to practice. It's like a lifelong journey. It's what you are willing to practice doing in order to get to where you want to be. And once you set those intentions and your willingness to practice those, it affects your capacity to be in a space living intentionally. So I see the act of living intentionally towards an overarching intention or even a short-term intention really gives you that opportunity to take up that space in an authentic way. And that way you can be really true to yourself. And when you're true to yourself and you understand your passion and you work intentionally toward that, you get that clarity that you're talking about. And every choice that you make, you're willing to practice that and to also make adjustments, and it doesn't say, oh, I failed. No, I'm living intentionally. I see that this is out of alignment. Now I'm ready to align with my values, and maybe it's taking me in a little bit different direction, yet it's still that overarching intention.
Agreed. And the beautiful part of that, Terry, is when you're open like that, and I see the two of you do this a lot, is that when you're open, the life changes, but it's so much bigger than what our imagination thought it could be. And that's the thing about expectations, that it keeps us rigid. So you're absolutely right about intentions being big and keeping you present. And it's a nice course adjuster when you're in alignment. It's beautiful. So true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes expectations lead us to think that there's only one way, right? There's only one path. Right. And we get attached to a specific outcome rather than being willing to journey. And as you say, curiosity, which is one of my favorite words, have that curiosity of what's possible rather than, well, it has to be this and this has to be the result. And if not, then I failed and blah, blah, blah. And then you just keep not having that clarity of your purpose. Right. Well, what's funny is that, that I do martial arts, and part of the martial arts, we have a mantra, and the mantra is to breathe, accept, flow, and don't be concerned with the outcome. So it's the same thing. It's so in one minute fight, we're practicing all the things that you're talking about. It's right. You go in, your intention is that you're going to do something. You have no idea what the outcome can be if you stay in flow for 1 minute, and something really cool and beautiful can arise. Right. Beautiful. Right. Really crazy. It can arise. It's that flow of energy within ourselves and within the universe that we can connect to because we're open and we're not attached to a specific outcome, and we're really looking for ways to be true to ourselves, and knowing and understanding our values, and then being in alignment with those as we move forward with that curiosity of what's possible. Right. This other thing that I love about that is when we have our intentions and we release our expectations, is that we get to witness so many beautiful things and moments along our journey, which makes that just the journey itself really fulfilling. And I wish that on everybody, right? So, Yeah, for sure. So the thing about integration with intention is the big word for me that I work with clients is trust or curiosity. If you can't trust, then just be curious. One or the other. Kelly and I were down in Sherman. What's it called, Kelly? Sherman Oaks. Anyway, we were down south in LA this last weekend at a Fearless Living Coach retreat, and trust came up so much as we were talking about, where we are, what we've learned, where we're going in our lives, and just, the energy of being together and the synergy of a group of people who really believe in these concepts. And trust came up so many times. Self-trust, trusting yourself at one place, but also trusting the universe, trusting God or whatever. For me, I'm a God girl, so I trust God.
Right.
But it's what people trust, and with that trust comes that confidence and that willingness to be on the journey without being attached to a specific outcome, without that expectation of how things are going to turn out. And trust is really the foundation of that. Trusting yourself, trusting the universe, trusting others, trusting your higher power, and just really letting it flow. Letting it flow, and trusting that what occurs is for your best and highest potential. Right.
Agreed. But the thing about trust is, it's funny because the way that it works with my clients is they think about a past memory and they're afraid of going back to that place. And then of course, when you're in that memory, it's really hard to trust. And so to trust, it's about, you got to release that piece, even if it's just for one moment. So right now, my partner and I are going through some challenging health concerns, and we've made an agreement with each other because of the things that have happened in the past that we're only going to focus on the next 10 minutes. In the next 10 minutes, so that the trust, it's easier for the trust to build, right? So next thing you know, that you forget it's 10 minutes and it's 15 and 20. And when we do that, then we can go back to our intentions, remember what our intentions are, and allow life to then help us out. So
bringing it down so small.
Right. I mean, there aren't very many things I can't do for 10 minutes. I can't hold my breath yet, if that's what I want to do. But so many things, and that's the other thing that I like about with intention, is that if we forget, that it's easy just to go back and go, well, I can make this intention for just the next 10 minutes and see what happens, and go back.
That's living intentionally, isn't it? I mean, like moment by moment.
True. That's true.
Because every moment we make a choice. Even going to a moment, I can be intentional for this moment. And what happens again, you're built moment on moment. If it's 10 minutes or it's a day or it's a week or whatever it is, you're present and you're making choices in the moment. You're not living in the past. You're not looking to the future. You're living in the moment. Right.
You're absolutely right. I don't use those words because I like to be at the 5th grade level for some reason with my words, but you're absolutely right. That's exactly what I meant.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love words. I love the different words. I love the way vocabulary can expand, people's understanding, and what one person means by a word, another person may not. But there's that recognition that words, I think that's a part of clarity as well, is a willingness to look at things with multiple words, because words can be misinterpreted. They can be, so it's like find the right word for you that resonates with you and that moves you forward, So I think I love words. I love to word craft, and I think words are amazing.
No, I'm with you. And the part that I love is that your word for resonate is mine is vibe, right? It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And so I love it. And the thing that I love is we use 2 different words, but because our love for those words are the same vibration, I totally get it. I totally get you in that moment. Yeah. I love words too, and I love the emotions that we have behind it, because that just makes whatever you're saying so much more robust, I guess.
It
actually is more intentional.
Energy, right? It's the exchange of our energy, and words are energy. and feelings are energy and connection. And, I think when people are open, they're living towards an intention, or they're intentionally living moment by moment. It's just like open vessel, right? And then you can totally different ways of looking at life, and it's so nice to be able to accept one another because you have that intention of being open and inclusive. And it doesn't matter if we use the same words. It doesn't matter if we, have the same beliefs. It's that we are connected because we're all made of the same energy.
Exactly. I actually have the most fun when people who are really analytical, right? So they're coming from one energy, and some who are incredibly creative, coming from, so they're coming from a different vocabulary, but because they're communicating in such a way that you can hear that they're using two completely different kinds of dialects, I'll call that, but you can see them having this beautiful conversation. I know we're off topic, but I'm sorry, you got me there with the words. That they're using two different languages, but they absolutely understand each other. Yes. And to me, it's super exciting because they found the connection. It doesn't really matter, right? Yep.
Yeah, but I think that's what's wrong with our, and part of our world today is that people don't listen, they don't connect, they don't see the similarities. They just think that if someone has a different energy, a different vocabulary or dialect, whatever you want to call it, there's something wrong with that person. And I find the richest experiences that I have are with people that think polar, opposite of the way I think. I love to have discussions with people that, that I can really have that connection, even though, we just have different understandings, and yet we can vibe together or resonate together or connect together because we're open.
Well, you know what? We'll bring it back. I'll bring it back to intentions. Here's the thing. I agree with you 100%. And, I'd like to add that a lot of times people's intention, because they want to share their message so badly that they forget that it's a two-way street, right? It's really important to receive as well as to give. And so their intention's just a little bit too tight, and then they're not in the acceptance or in flow. And that's where a lot of miscommunication happens.
Yeah, I agree.
So, that's one of those other things I like to talk about.
Yeah, we could go a lot of ways with this.
Yeah, you ladies are on a roll.
Sorry about that, Kelly. We were vibing.
All good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say that when the other thing about connection and intentional communication is, I know that Terry and I both love words, but I think about the time that you and I were in the store, Kelly, down in Monterey, and all of a sudden you just started doing a little dance, and I don't even think you realized you were dancing, and it was so joyful that I couldn't help but dance with you.
It was a candy store.
Right, it was a candy store. And it was a great vibration, and then I think we got caught dancing, and they were having fun, and then so we intentionally stayed in that vibration to share some joy, share some silliness and stuff.
That was fun.
That was good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think we overall kind of have an intention of how we go about our day or how we live our lives or how we see ourselves or what type of things, what kind of activities or things that we'll engage in. Like good music on the radio, regardless of where I am, I might do a little dance. And that's okay with me. It's like I don't think about it. My body just does it. So
I know,
right? But in other environments, I might do something differently, right? But when we're with the people that we love, when we're with people we trust, when we're in a happy place like a candy store, we allow ourselves to be to be ourselves. And So I think if I was somewhere else, I'd probably still do it. But that's if the intention was, for me to show up as myself, right? If the intention was to be an observer or, more of a fixture on the wall than someone out in the middle of it all, maybe I do something differently. But yeah, I mean, we have ways that we show up, and regardless if we're aware that that's what we've decided or not, that's what happens on a regular basis, right? So on a regular basis, I show up that way. But I think so, it's a sense of mindfulness, but it also can be something that we're unconscious of. Is that, we are going to go throughout the day this way, or we are going to interact with certain people this way, or we're going to show this side of ourselves. I think sometimes it can be mindful, you're mindful of it, or it can be something that happens subconsciously. I think that my fun-loving, easy-go-lucky attitude is kind of my norm. So it's not something that I necessarily am mindful about anymore. I kind of get caught in it sometimes. Oh, yes, I am dancing in the middle of the store. I think when you practice something enough, it can happen without much thought.
Right. And that's so beautiful. The thing that I love about when we talk about intention is you can't help but find out what your essence is when you start working your intention. So your divine purpose is going to come out because your intentions are going to shift, right? The words can shift. The direction will slightly shift, and it'll keep adjusting, just like you said, Terry, because you become more present. And in that place is where you get snatches of your brilliance, and then you get to trust it more and more, and then the brilliance just starts shining through brighter and brighter. And that's the exciting part of life, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
And when you're in that spot, living intentionally, I believe that when we're living intentionally, we're in alignment, right? It's just a synergy that we feel in our feelings, as well as our consciousness and unconsciousness being are connected, and we just that sense of being true to ourselves, and it feels good. It feels great. And even when we're in the middle of turmoil, or we're in the middle of challenging things like challenging health issues, or challenging circumstances with whatever comes in our lives, if we're aligned with our values, we can flow through those things with still having that sense of intent, that we're living intentionally, even when things aren't going. I don't want to say going well or going not well, just life happens, and you can still base of synergy going through those trials and periods of turmoil that everyone has in their life.
Right. Well, the thing about health challenges, and you and I, we didn't really talk about this with our own personal health challenges.
Did, yeah.
Right? When I was sick, the next thing is I'm like, I don't want to be there ever. I don't want to be there. And that was my intention. And then things started happening, and angels, came along the way. The right doctors said the right things, and the right people came to visit in the hospital at the right time to really, push us along. It's one of my old coaches, we just call it Providence, right? You move in with your intentions, and Providence helps move you forward. So it's an incredible thing.
Yeah, we had a good talk about that.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing to think about.
It was, because we had really similar experiences as we were coming through that, which was a scary thing, that we were going through, and yet we didn't have that fear.
Right.
You might attach to it because we, again, were intending to recover, and, that's what we were focusing on.
Yeah, and the reason I like calling that up, when you're in that kind of situation and you decide you want to get better, your intention is incredibly clear, and it's a 3-word sentence. I'm getting better, right? Mm-hmm. I'm getting better. Mm-hmm. So you can't get that's pretty much the clearest intention you can make.
Yeah.
Right?
So. Well, ladies, we are almost out of time, and I want to give Cinthia the opportunity to share with us her contact information or anything that she would like to share with the audience.
Thank you so much. I am Cinthia Varkevisser. You can find me on through my website, CinthiaVarkevisser.com. Do you have show notes with this show?
No.
Mm. Okay, so then I'll spell it out. Sorry. CINTHIA, V as in Victor, ARKE, V as in Victor, ISSER.com. I apologize for for having that crazy name, and I will be having. I don't apologize. I will tell you, I was sad having it with CI instead of CY because as a kid, you wanted to see your name in places, and I didn't. But today, I love having a unique name. It's just, it makes me feel so special. And I'm having I'm having workshops on how to magnify your mystic muscle, which is how to strengthen your intuition and trust it. So those are coming up as free monthly classes. Yeah. And
awesome. Well, make sure you go into the Facebook group, Get Fearless at Any Age with Fearless Generations, and put that information there with links and all of that good stuff so that they can have one-click access.
Done. I will do that.
Awesome.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Love that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I know. I'm so excited to be here. I keep talking over you. Apologies.
No problem. That's what happens when you get together like-minded people. They just want to talk.
Right. I know.
All right. Well, we want to remind you. We want to remind you that the 12 Steps to Freedom were created by Rhonda Britton, the CEO and founder of the Fearless Living Institute. If you would like to know more about Fearless Living, please go check it out at fearlessliving.org. You can find everything about Terry and I at fearlessgenerations.org, like our upcoming retreat this September 5th through the 8th in the beautiful foothills of the Sierras of California. We would love to have you there with us, talking all about the 12 Steps to Freedom, or you could find out about our monthly free workshop that we put on, or all other kinds of great stuff. Plus, the last 10 seasons of the podcast are there for you to go and re-listen to, or information about our guest coaches. All there on the website of fearlessgenerations.org. If you have any questions, please reach out to us on social media. We are there as Fearless Generations, or you can email us at kelly@fearlessgenerations.org. Though I am not the best with email. So reach out on social media first. And then hopefully we'll be able to find you and get back to you as soon as possible. But we are here for you. We want to support you. This is why we come back each week to share this information with you, and we have been for the last 10 years. We love being able to share this information. The 12 Steps to Freedom have changed our lives, and we know that as we share them, we support you in changing yours. So, again, thank you, Cinthia, for being here with us. Everyone have a great week. We'll see you next Monday, and until then, be fearless.
Thank you, Cinthia. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Five Below means hot stuff, cool prices, and the best kind of fun anywhere. The trends you see all over your feed can be yours for way less than the rest. Like can't keep in stock candy and snacks, brand name beauty, the latest tech, room decor, and lots more. Plus, get extreme value finds you just have to see to believe in our 5 Beyond shop. Yep, you could say we're kind of a big deal here. Shop over 1,600 stores nationwide and 5below.com.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.